They said she had nothing left. No money, no future, no reason to keep believing. But what they didn't know was that she had something stronger than luck. She had a story burning inside her soul. Her name was Joanne Rowling, but one day, the world would know her as J.K. Rowling, the woman who turned her pain into magic.
Since childhood, Joanne loved stories. She believed that words could build worlds. While other kids played outside, she filled notebooks with imaginary adventures. But dreams often meet reality, and reality is rarely kind.
Her mother fell sick when Joanne was still young, a disease that slowly took away her strength. Every visit to the hospital made Joanne quieter, but also stronger. That pain, that helplessness, would one day shape the emotion behind Harry Potter.
She moved to Portugal, searching for a new beginning. She found love, but it didn't last. Within a year, she was divorced, a single mother with a baby in her arms and no home to return to. Still, she carried one thing in her suitcase, a half-finished story about a boy wizard who didn't yet know he was special.
When she came back to the UK, she had no money, no job, and no idea what to do next. She described herself as the biggest failure I knew. She lived on government support, struggling to buy milk, struggling to stay warm in the winter. But every night, while her baby slept, she'd write, because stories were her only light in the dark. The cafes became her office. She'd order one coffee, sit for hours, and write about the boy who lived under the stairs. Sometimes her hands shook from the cold. Sometimes her eyes filled with tears. But she never stopped, because deep down, she believed in her story, even when no one else did. She sent her manuscript to publishers. The first said no, then the second, then the third, and the fourth. 7 rejections, 7 polite letters that all meant the same thing. We don't believe in you. Every no cut a little deeper, but failure didn't break her. It built her.
One day, a small London publisher called Bloomsbury gave her story to the chairman's 8-year-old daughter. The girl read the first chapter and said, "Dad, this is the best thing I've ever read." That was it. The moment everything changed. Her 8th try became the one that made history. In 1997, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was released. Only 500 copies were printed. But those pages carried magic, real magic, born not from spells but from struggle. Word spread, kids loved it, teachers recommended it, and parents watched their children fall in love with reading again.
Soon Harry Potter wasn't just a book, it became a movement. From London to New York, children lined up at midnight, dressed as wizards, waiting to enter her world. And the woman who once sat in a cafe with nothing was now the author who gave the world a reason to dream again.
In her Harvard speech, she said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all." She turned her lowest point into her greatest power, because failure doesn't destroy you, it reveals who you really are.
Her books were translated into more than 60 languages. They sold over 400 million copies and inspired an entire generation to believe that even the smallest person can make the biggest difference. From London cafes to classrooms in America, her words crossed every border, every heart. J.K. Rowling didn't just build a fantasy world, she rebuilt her own. She taught us that your story doesn't end when you fall. It begins when you rise again. 7 times she failed. 7 times she cried. But the 8th time, she changed history. So if you're sitting there, feeling lost, wondering if your story matters, remember hers. Your pain can be your power. Your struggle can be your strength, and your 8th try could be the one that changes everything.
Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life.